Verbal or life.
This is overkill. Overkill. Just to protect Trump, they got a helicopter and everybody else protecting him. This is insane. You got a whole motorcycle patrol unit, a bunch of them, a bunch of Jeeps, a helicopter. The most protected man on the planet. Shout out to Trump. How many cars is this? Insane. An ambulance too. 1, 2, 3 ambulance, 2 red ones, and even more police cars. Wow. The most protected man in the planet, Donald Trump. Amazing. We live in some crazy time.
Analytically is the best Biden ever.
Check this out.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of his game, who knows what's going on.
He's smart. He's on his game.
You know, somebody said that the problem is that when he went on stage against Trump during the debate, everybody noticed. And that's it. They couldn't hide it anymore.
Mental acuity is great.
This is a very sharp president.
And the people that I've talked to say he's as sharp as a tack. He's fine.
They say he's sharp.
There's not a problem.
He was sharp. He was sharper than anyone I've spoken to.
The president is sharp and he is tireless.
He is sharp as ever.
And he's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is.
And you know what? Let me give a shout out to the media and to all the politicians that lied to people. And they were so good at lying that they convinced everybody that this man wasn't right. Like, we were supposed to see it from the beginning. From the moment that he didn't even campaign, he was hiding the whole time. And yet, they were able to pull it off.
It's wrong.
His brain is good. He's still great.
He is sharp in meetings. I believe the people who say that behind closed doors, Joe Biden remains sharp.
In meetings, Joe Biden is sharp.
He's sharp. He's fit.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp. He's sharp as a tack.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicaid. He beat it to death.
Actually,
Trump is a genius. That's genius level IQ right there. But again, shout out to the Democratic Party. Those guys are geniuses. That he said, I think, or we think we could pull it off and get this man to be the president of the United States. And nobody's ever going to notice or talk about it.
Actually, Joe Biden is sharper and has more mental acuity than Donald Trump, because more people believe that actually Joe Biden's mental acuity is better than Donald Trump.
I mean, he's sharp he's funny, he's sharp as a tack.
Kamala Harris says he is up to this task. He's, sharp as a tack, and he's smart, he's energetic. One of the themes this election cycle is that Joe Biden is too old to lead. And so everyone is seizing upon this. And it is a classic disinformation tactic. If you edit it in such a way, you can make it appear that he fits this narrative, that he is slow, that he is wandering off.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. That he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
You know, it's funny that they turned the microphone on for Trump because they noticed that Biden was just crashing and they needed somebody else to intervene and say something. Again, shout out to the Democratic Party for pulling this off.
President Biden has proven himself to have a strong memory.
He has a great memory.
His mind is just as quick as ever.
He is sharp enough.
Biden was sharp and on top of it.
President Biden is sharp, he's focused, he's bright.
The president is sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack.
President Biden's doctors say he is in good physical and cognitive health.
Joe Biden.
You know, and the main reason why this didn't work, not only because they threw him out there so we could all see it, but now we got social media. People like me and you and people who report and talk about it on the side and could televise their thoughts. That's what's ruining the game. Because the mainstream media, it's a political media. They're part of the Democratic Party.
Sharp as a tack.
The president was sharp as a tack.
The president's very sharp because he is so sharp and he's on top of everything.
He seems right on top of it. The man is competent, alert.
Fully cognizant and sharp.
He's completely mentally sharp.
He's sharp. He's engaged.
He is sharp, he is engaged, and he is commanding.
That's pretty sharp.
Mentally sharp.
Biden was sharp.
Sharp and substantive.
He is
It's like they all receive the same talking point. Somebody send out a memo and say, make sure you say that the president is sharp. Just say it.
very sharp.
And he's as sharp as a tack.
Biden is sharp.
The president is sharp and as able as ever.
This is a man
Behind closed door, he does backflips and flip-flops. And man, it's crazy.
that's on his game.
He was focused. His recall was good.
He was actually quite sharp and on top of it.
He is on the ball.
And you're going to see how smart he is. And
This guy's as sharp as a knife.
Tonight, he may have to channel both the president in him and the bruising, brawling candidate in him, and maybe a little bit of Eminem in his famous 8 Mile rap battle.
I come from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm from a household where the kitchen table, if things weren't able to be met during the month, was a problem.
You see him interact. You see him engage. He took some questions
I have no clue what he just said there.
and is sharp with his answers.
What I did, when, for example, he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare for the
The leader of the United States of America right there.
He's actually perfectly sharp. He's totally focused. He's very sharp. And the proof is in the performance.
I made sure every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay. And by the way,
So every day, millions of Americans.
And we got to look up to this man. All the little kids look up to this guy as a hero and who they want to be when they grow up. Insane.
Telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
And there's no question that Biden presents stronger, younger, more energetic.
The president has no impairment.
I see his vigor. I see his energy. I say his age is an asset.
Aha, he's wise.
Yes, he's wise. He has wisdom. He's at the top of his game.
I think he's better than he's ever been.
The U.S. media is powerful. Again, the ability to trick us into thinking that this man is normal, that he's okay. They kept this man behind closed doors. Nobody ever saw him. Finally, here, everything comes out.
Sharp as a tack.
As I said, very sharp, incredibly engaged.
Strong, steady. He's always on the ball.
Not only is he fit to do the job, he's doing a hell of a damn job.
I thought he was sharp.
His strength is unshakable.
Joe Biden is extraordinarily strong.
The White House said Biden is sharp and his critics are playing partisan politics.
That's the definition of disinformation.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
President Biden is absolutely fit.
There's no doubt in my mind that the president is mentally fit for office.
I'm coming directly to you for ask a quick favor.
Beautiful videos.
Whoever made that.
Look what Elon Musk wrote. About 3 weeks ago, the media told you that Biden was sharp as a tack. 2 days ago, the poor guy was basically forced at gunpoint to resign as Dem nominee. His staff weren't even informed. They didn't even tell his staff that he resigned. Now they say Kamala is the best thing ever. And one of the talking point is that Donald Trump is afraid, that he's very, very afraid of Kamala Harris. But in the end, all they got to do is don't say anything feminine, don't say anything against black people, and that's it. Because anything you say, they want to use it and spin it over and over again. Look what he said about women. Look what he said about women. And they're going to try to use that to destroy Trump. But nobody ever liked Kamala. She never won any votes. And now, whatever they did with Biden, now they're going to do it with Kamala. And I think little by little, people are waking up and just speaking the truth. And that's a trick to life. Let's all be honest. Back when I was growing up, they had mental health institution. If you're born a boy, you think you're a girl, you got mental health issues. If you're born a boy, you think you're a bear or whatever it is, you got mental health issues. Period. Look at this. Every time Elon Musk posts something, it's just funny. It says that the battery on my phone is 5%, so the phone is about to die. Look, if the DNC can replace Biden against voters' wishes, then they were never about democracy. The institutions that are running the country have nothing to do with democracy. It's all about control. If Trump is able to go in there and just switch things up and fix things, then that's the best he could do.
Motion on the road location.
All
I
right.
think I see something connecting. Let's make sure that it has done that before we start rambling off over here. Sometimes it doesn't work. Is it working? There it goes. That's tremendous news. That means we can get started. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to yet another episode of Watching the Watchers Live. We've got some serious business.
His name is Robert Goose something. I'm surprised he didn't say his name. The man is
See, we've got 3 segments in queue. The first one we're going to talk about is what happened with Senator Chuck Grassley. He came out with an interesting letter that went over to the feds. And inside this letter is an image of the location there in Butler. You can see it scrolling by there on your screen. We're going to zoom into it here in a little bit. But what this leads us to believe is that the Secret Service completely neglected to cover that AGR building, if this map is correct. And so what is happening is Grassley is asking the feds to confirm this. Is this little photograph that we got from local cops, is this accurate or not? Can you please confirm or deny this? Secret Service, DHS, and feds. And so we'll read through that letter. Not a long one, but we do have some other updates from various reports telling us that the school, one of these, is refuting the claims that he was bullied, that he was on the rifle team, that there was all a bunch of shenanigans happening there that may have caused him to be this way, right? Everybody's pointing fingers at everybody else. Secret Service, no, it's the local cops. Local cops say, what are you, nuts? It's not our job at all. Other people pointing to the school. Well, maybe they let him be bullied. Maybe they were training him on the rifle team and so on and so forth. So they're refuting all of that. Secret Service, meanwhile, has told Trump, nothing we can do about this, brother. You should stop your outdoor rallies. We're going, what? This is very curious because we remember in 2020, they did a lot to stop Trump's rallies in the wake of COVID. And they said it was, to save grandma back in the day. But now they've got a whole new.
I hope that Trump is tough enough to go back to Pennsylvania, to the same spot where he got shot. And that's it, with super duper protection, with helicopters and everything. And just show America that he's not afraid. So he needs to go back there and tell them to fight, fight, fight. And that would be the best move that Trump could do. But he should do it like in September or even November, right before the vote, just to show everybody that he's not afraid. And this is our country, and we're taking over.
New strategy, which is just to say, don't go outside Trump or else you'll get shot in the head. So 2 different ways to stop outdoor rallies. One is, a pandemic that they really shoved down everybody's throat. And then now they have a new strategy, which is assassination. So to avoid that, Trump is going to be maybe moving his stuff indoors. We'll read the article. The father of Crooks, the shooter, has now come out and spoken, or a little bit. He has basically answered a quick question. Somebody approached him on camera. So we didn't get a lot out of the guy, but we do have a little bit of an update on Dad. And then CNN is being extra CNN lately. They have said that if you criticize the Secret Service, well, that's irresponsible. You can't say that the Secret Service didn't protect Trump, because they did. After he got shot, then he got protected. I guess that is technically true. It's like, he has a point there. After the Secret Service failed catastrophically and let their protectee get shot in the head, yeah, then they did jump on him, I guess, after Trump had already ducked and they took out the sniper, I guess. But is that like something to write home about? So no, it's not irresponsible here, Jim. We'll go through that clip from CNN. And so we'll see what's cooking over there in that first segment. Then we'll jump in to what happened there in Congress today, because Director Wray was testifying in front of the House Judiciary Committee. And I've got a bunch of good clips on this. So we'll spend some time going through it. We're going to highlight Thomas Massie and Victoria Spartz here today, because they got into some J6 questions. We've actually got 2 clips from Thomas Massie. One is him talking about J6. The other we'll follow up with is about the assassination and the shooter. But both of these are just great clips. And Christopher Wray, it was surprising, but he actually gave us some answers. We got some new details on the shooter, and we got some new details on J6. In other words, Massey got him to admit that gallows thing was ridiculous and dumb. So that's all fun. We got Representative Dan Bishop was getting some good information out of him. Jim Jordan was also there today talking about the shooter's drone. So apparently they did recover a drone. It was in the shooter's car. And Christopher Wray gave us some details on this. Nadler, who's been naddling around Washington, D.C. for like 35 years. And we don't know really what's going on with his waddle, but something's going on down there. But anyways, he's been waddling around for a long time. And he said Trump caused this because of Trump's dangerous rhetoric, including his bloodbath comment, which was nothing to do about an actual bloodbath, but was talking about the economy and the auto industry. So we'll see what Nadler said. And then Matt Gaetz went into this, and we got Christopher Wray to say that there were no confidential human sources at all, no confidential connections to this shooter. And we'll parse through that with very, very, with a fine tooth comb, because they always say, no, the FBI had no confidential human sources. No. Okay, well, how about the HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, or how about any other agency? Did they have? Well, no, I don't know. I can't speak to those agencies, but the FBI did not. Oh, okay, thanks. So they just hide it and tuck it in other agencies. So we'll go through it. Actually, some good information in here, so that will be fun. And then guess who's back, my friends? Karine Jean-Pierre made it back. Joe Biden is back to the White House, and so now she can talk to the press. And the press made it a little bit awkward. We're going to go through this press briefing. I've got a couple different time codes pulled out for us, and including Ducey. Ducey went into it with her for about 4 minutes, started out asking her, "Are you okay, Karine? Do you feel betrayed like the rest of your party? Because you were just out here basically lying to us, saying he's not going anywhere. He's already made his decision. Stop asking me questions." Then it turns out he's not in the race anymore. So womp womp. We'll hear from Karine. And then, of course, my friends, we'll see what you have to say about all of this and more. It is a beautiful day. Very grateful that you're here and with us. If you want to join us for some extra content when we're done here, come check us out at watchingthewatchers.locals.com. We have a members only community over there. We do live streams in the morning. We do after parties. We do streams on Saturday. We have a lot of fun. We have an amazing community. We got to meet a bunch of people at an event in Vegas. It was a ton of fun. We also have memberships on YouTube. So if you want to join us on YouTube, absolutely come join us there. We do everything except the after party, and we'd love to see you there either way. So thanks for supporting us. And today we are going to drop in. We'll have a short case of live stream privilege that we'll be using today. We have a promo that we'll throw into one of the segments coming up, but because this is a live stream, we will fast forward through that. So let's get to it, my friends. We've got some good stuff to jump into. Let's get queued up and hit it. And in fact, before we do this, we'll have to change it in the middle. All right, let's do it. Secret Service now implicated. That's according to Senator Chuck Grassley, who sent a very curious.
Oh, by the way, happy July 24th. This is actually my birthday. I'm 45 years old. And look at me down here. Came down to the basement. I got a water fountain in my backyard. I got to put some fishes in it. That'll be my birthday gift. Call it a day. So anybody out there today, the president of El Salvador has the same birthday as me and the same age as me. He's 45 years old and he runs a country. Look at me. I'm barely running my house. That man is a G.
Letter over to the director of the Department of Homeland Security. We know that Cheadle has left and resigned, running away from all the damage that she's caused, including the near assassination of the former president. But here is what Grassley sent, a letter over to the agency saying, there's something strange here with these photographs that I was able to cobble together from local law enforcement. And we'll look at them. But we've also got other rights on the shooter, the school refuting claims, father speaking, and CNN being very CNN. And so let's zoom in on this actual letter that has come out from Chuck Grassley. And we have to share the PDF. This is a little bit different from our mobile studio. But here is what we have now. This is from Chuck Grassley, Senator. He writes, to the Honorable Alejandro Mayorkas, and look at this name, who is now in this place, Mr. Ronald Rowe. Oh, that's the new acting director, United States Secret Service. Guess who's not there? Kimberly Cheadle. Almost got the president killed. Now she's probably, I don't know, maybe she's hanging out with Nathan Wade. Maybe they're on a cruise together since they're both no longer in government. But here's what Secretary Mayorkas and acting director of the Secret Service Rowe got from Chuck Grassley, the senator, ranking member of the committee over in the Senate. He said, all right, listen, DHS, Secret Service, I write to you again to request the Secret Service operational security plan and any related records for the J-13 attack on American democracy and the former president, held by President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. Now, my office has received records related to the apparent location of some law enforcement posts during the J-13 attack, to include Butler County and Beaver County Emergency Services Units, which is the ESU, which were in many instances trained with SWAT tactics, as we heard yesterday from the police colonel, with assignment at the AGR building. That's the building that we're all concerned about, where the shooter was on the roof. Now, Grassley says, the senator, my office has also obtained the below color-coded document indicating what appears to be some state law enforcement sectors for the Trump rally. So remember, we have a big distinction here between state law enforcement and Secret Service. And then we have questions about who was responsible for what. Secret Service pointing their fingers at the state saying you were responsible for that building.
Let me pause. It looks like my camera died because I'm not moving. So I'm going to end the stream here and I'll be right back. can I change this, the size of this? Maybe I can. All right, I'm out.